Hi everyone, my name is Rudra and today as always we do have our in-house register mechanism Mr. Omar. It's very hard to bring him in the video because he's very busy, and thank you for agreeing to come to this video today. My name is Rudra and we do this series of podcasts where we are talking about different inquiries that we receive from our clients. And in this video, Omar, particularly we're going to talk about one of the inquiries that are increasing, and that is about partner visa. So let's try to touch base on what is partner visa, who can apply and everything. So let's start with the basic, okay? Because the inquiries we're getting is, am I eligible to apply for partner visa? So let's touch base on who are eligible to apply and where can we apply this visa from onshore, offshore. So let's talk about that a bit and then we'll go on a depth to this.
No, of course, I can understand that most of the questions you've been facing these days, you're not a registered migration agent and you're not able to give that advice.
Correct.
But yeah, it's always good to have those inquiries in and also educate the client base and other people about the most popular visa in Australia. By the way, it was once and it is still. Right now, one of the most popular visas under family visa sections, which is partner visa, and now that can be applied onshore, offshore. Mostly for onshore is 820 and offshore, not mostly. One of the categories is 820 subclass, and another one is 309 of if you're applying for offshore, and that has a different pathway for permanent residency. So this is all about the partner visa when you're applying for it. And a lot of people are inquiring these days because they're 408 finishing, 405 finishing, student is finishing, they got an Australian partner, or they want to engage with an Australian partner, or they're in a de facto relationship with an Australian partner. So there are many scopes for everyone who can apply for partner visa, but there are a lot of things to consider when you're applying for a partner visa.
Great.
Especially the time.
So I was coming to the next question. Like you already touched base a bit, saying that it has to be a Australian citizen or permanent resident, something. So both onshore and offshore can apply, like you said. But I think one thing common is they must have like Australian citizen or can be a permanent resident as well.
So it has to be the sponsor who is sponsoring you on the partner visa. So definitely you're a temporary resident, right? For example, like you have given an example here is that you who are a temporary resident, which you are not. All right, okay. And then you want to get sponsored for a partner visa. Now your sponsor has to be an Australian citizen or a permanent resident. Or a New Zealand eligible New Zealand citizen. Now for eligible New Zealand citizen terms sounds really difficult for some people. So contact with us. We'll let you know what that means.
Okay. I think that's a bit of a good news and a knowledge for me as well. I didn't know that also PR can sponsor. I was another impression only the Australian citizen can do. So if you're someone who just got your PR and willing to sponsor your partner, you are already eligible, right? So you can contact us and we'll help you throughout the process.
Systematically, technically they're eligible, but in terms of other aspects,
they're definitely
whether they're eligible or not.
Sure. We'll come back to that as well. There are some discussion questions where we're gonna talk about that as well.
Sure.
And because see, in all the podcasts, in all the videos, we always mention the necessity, the importance of crafting our application nicely, applying with the decision ready file so that processing time can be faster, because case officers should not come back and ask for the documents that are mandatory documents and stuff. So when we say about that, when it comes to partner visa, what does it mean when we say crafting the visa nicely and then applying with the decision ready file?
Sure. Look, I would first want to put some light onto some factor, the significant factor of partner visa. Look, partner visa is one of the visas that has a significant record of refusal, considering other visas, because of lack of evidence, lack of the application crafting, what you just mentioned. And also people not understanding the fundamental of partner visa or providing the documents that is not validated or that is not updated with the department, or they're breaching some small clauses like for example leaving pathways and everything else and all these things. But how we get could avoid that, that is the main and fundamental question.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Now, first of all, making a valid application, that's one thing. Second thing is that how we make that application strong enough for the department to consider a decision-ready application.
Ready, yeah, yeah.
Ready application. So what I mean by decision-ready application is that your application is valid, your sponsorship is valid, your documents that you provided that has been valid, and this departments are up to date with any situation that has been arose from your partner visa. So I've seen some silly partner visa refusal with failing the department, no living apart for a while, and there might be reason for work, and then departments are sometimes lenient if you can provide some compelling and compassionate ground that because of that you must have been relocated for a couple of months, not for the whole time or period. Because look, the partner visa doesn't grant like other visas in 3 to 4 months. The expected waiting period, you're looking at 9 months to 18 months sometimes, right? So in 9 months, 18 months, department definitely put some assessment that if your relationship is ongoing, genuine. Some of them I can see that sometimes face some consequences because of domestic violence, not having the relationship ongoing, and some of them getting granted in even less than 3 months when there's well-crafted applications.
Great.
Now, 4 things that I would say that you must remind yourself when you're applying for a partner visa. First of all, before we jump to that four things, I will say that, are you eligible? Do you have a 1-year relationship with one of that sponsor that I talked about before, or you have something to exempt it? That means de facto relationship, or been living together. Or if you don't have that, let's say, as you said, you get a PR, you can now marry someone tomorrow. That's not the case. That the relationship has to have some justification of a relationship summary. You cannot just meet someone today and marry someone tomorrow.
Like let's say ongoing relation they have.
Ongoing relationship, so it has to start from somewhere and actually end up somewhere, rather than it's an offshore marriage where some countries has some sort of religious or other issues that looks like an arrangement kind of a thing, but it's still a genuine marriage.
Correct.
Now, to prove the genuine relationship, not the marriage, not the registration of certificates, there are 4 grounds that you have to prove. Number 1 is nature of household. That means how you actually share your living arrangements. Okay, what are like let's say you are a partner and you have you're a partner of Australian partner, and how you actually share your household commitments. Exactly. Like how you actually do the household chores. Okay, for example, the cleaning and the shopping and everything else that you can jot down in the statements, and then and then also your bank statements plays a significant role in proving another ground, which is a financial aspects of your relationship. That means your utility bills, your bank statements, how you actually living together in a relationship. Now for offshore it's different, but still a joint bank account can suffice a lot of the other things. If you're sending money to offshore now to your partner, or partner is doing something, or a joint asset shareholder, for example, you can buy an asset, gold and everything together. As I said, if your relationship is not very old, like 2 to 3 years old, which has exemption in the regulation of Migration Act and migration regulations, that it's not it's a long-lasting relationship, and you're having a kids, you have to prove this ground significantly, and not only once. You have to keep going at least quarterly basis until the visa grants. So department has strong grounds. Another ground, okay, which is the social aspects of your relationship. So that actually that can be fulfilled by providing a witness form. Contact us to know more about it, okay, and also how your friends, your
Like
family,
social involvement.
your social involvements, the birthday parties,
Correct.
and everything else.
Mhm.
I mean, that's exciting when I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely it's the partner, okay, and partner visa, and then how those things are jotting down, in proving that you have a significant social ground for your relationship.
Right,
It should
right.
not be like as I said again, which you should be putting your most attention to. This is that your friends and family members knowing your relationships,
Mhm.
having evidence of your birthday celebrations, having any special events, religious, non-religious, or any sort of occasions, and anything else. So the
Right.
last point, I would like to discuss is the commitments to yourself, the mutual commitments to yourself. So that comes on your history of relationship. Again, I put
Mhm.
light on that. It can be 3 months old, 2 months old, or even 1 month old, but that should have that. What is the long-term plans?
Yeah.
Okay, what is the emotional grounds that you are together? Okay, now
What kind of
considering
commitment?
exactly, so
Mhm.
considering that someone's getting the visa granted
Mhm.
based on they've been in a relationship for 2 to 3 years, but you made an application in just 3 months of relationship, what sort of emotional grounds
Correct.
that affects both of you, and especially the Australian citizen or permanent citizen or New Zealand citizen. Now, what sort of future plans you have, and you can back it by for example, if you have some sort of a wills about your properties or assets, insurance policies. For example, if you have a life insurance policies together, you can do it for offshore visas as well.
Mhm.
I mean, and how you actually mutually committed to each other.
Correct.
Why you think that your relationship is gonna go,
Mhm.
where there are significant other thoughts to believe, or foreseeable actions to believe that that relationship may break down
Mhm.
in anyone's eye or in the department's eye as a whole.
Nice,
So that
nice.
means you prove the points of your mutual commitments, your social aspects, your financial aspects, and your
Household.
mutual your households
Mhm.
together, and especially mutual commitments to each other.
Nice. So we can just say that those are like the 4 pillars, like for example, which holds the
It's special grounds,
Mhm.
to make the application strengthened.
strengthen. Perfect. So my next question was, what could go wrong in the partner visa? We do not like to focus more on negatives, but there can be something that goes wrong. But you already said sometime applications can go invalid. Sometime there are some small clauses that are not filled and the visa gets refused. But to understand all of those, it's not very possible for us to explain
Mhm.
all of those here. But if you are a possible prospect and willing to get a sponsor or willing to sponsor somebody on your visa, you definitely are more than welcome to visit our office or call us, and we'll help you throughout the process. So one last question. This is very interesting, Omar, because I have received this inquiry a couple of times, and I am also curious
Yes.
on personally. So
Sure.
one of the client, what he said is his visa got refused, right? His visa got refused, and he does not hold any visa at this point of time, because for most of the visas, I know that he or she must have some kind of visa to apply for another visa, right? So is partner visa any different? Like for example, does not hold any kind of visa, can they still apply for partner visa?
Well, definitely. Again, this is this is a question that you must not answer to your clients.
Yes,
And then
yes.
also I've been handling. It's a good question. A lot of people. It's actually burning question for a lot of people
Correct.
whose visa has been refused or been refused. And especially we've been dealing with this for a long time. A few things to remember on these cases. If someone visa has been refused, partner visa is one of the prescribed visas that you can apply onshore if you have a Australian partner. But that doesn't mean that you just make a relationship in less than a day or less than a month and come after with this without having a valid evidence.
Yeah.
Again, second thing is that you, like as I mentioned previously, that you have to provide to prove the social aspects, 2 witness forms. Along with that, you have to put 2 statutory declaration from his sponsor. From his not from his sponsor. Beg your pardon. From 2 witnesses who knows you and the sponsor, and who are an Australian citizen
Okay.
and also provide evidence of a photo ID of the photo ID of those witnesses.
Okay.
They must be Australian resident, an Australian citizen, or similar threshold.
Okay.
Now, what I'm trying to say is here is those two are mandatory to make a valid application for someone who doesn't have a
Correct.
substantive visa and holding a BVA for a visa refusal.
Right.
And thirdly is that you must need to lodge. So again, I'm going back to that how this application process works is that 820 and 801 and 309/100 you make the application at the same time.
Okay.
While the 820 is granted, 820 is granted in no specific time, which is the temporary visa, and 801 grants after almost 2 years, or for long-term relationship, the time difference is much more near, and the same thing for offshore clients. Now, how I relate to this statement is that when you applying for these visas, you have to make a application for the department for the visa application and a sponsorship application separately. All right.
Okay.
So there's two applications.
Two
One for department visa applications, maybe a new thing to know for you. And second thing is that a sponsorship applications
Okay.
to back the thing. So now, yeah, it's definitely our job. As being a migration agent. Now, for this the sort of scenarios, what I would like to advise that you must lodge the application with two statutory declarations, with the photo ID and the sponsorship application on the same day itself.
Great.
So the whole partner visa application is easy, but depending on how you craft it, how you provide it, sometimes things can be different, things can be tough for you, but we are here to help you out.
Great.
So that's the main punchline of pathway, that we give you the pathway that works for you, not works against you.
Great. So
Thank you, Rudra.
Yep. The summary of the whole conversation today is partner visa is one of the visa. I think it is one of the most prominent, not must, one of the very good prominent option for somebody who are, who do not have any other options, but if they have Australian citizen or a partner as a sponsor. So, but there are few things definitely you told about to take into action, to consider before applying. And if you want to know if you're eligible or not, even if you are eligible, how to craft it nicely and then make it a lot hassle-free process. We are here to help you throughout the process. Our registered migration agent, Mr. Omar, by the way, is a specialist in a partner visa. This is one of the reasons we're talking about it today. So yeah,
well, I'm also a specialist in skill migration and employer sponsorship visas.
Yeah.
Why are you narrowing me down? No, I'm joking.
No. That
so
when we talk about those subjects, I'll definitely come back to that. But for today, we are at the end of this video. I hope this was helpful. And to make it more helpful and easier, we, Pathway Education and Visa Services, is providing a promotion of 15 minutes free consultation. If you are somebody who is willing to apply for partner visa, and be it you be a sponsor or an applicant trying to apply for the partner visa, contact us today and we'll help you throughout the process. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.
Thank you so much.